Let's bring in Beth Ripley, shall we? It's in some ways an incredibly unusual setting for this speech, given the backdrop of the current Parliament, given the fact we don't know if the Prime Minister is still going to be around to deliver all these measures, but an important legislative moment as well.
It's an important legislative moment. It's the government agenda for the next parliamentary session, bills on immigration, on educational reform, closer ties with Europe. But a lot missing, and as David pointed out earlier when we were chatting, nothing big on defence, nothing big on welfare reform. Some of those thornier areas for the government completely ignored. But I have to also say that as this was going on, the Times had reported that Wes Streeting was preparing to resign tomorrow as the Health Secretary. And I can also say that I have also been told by an ally, a close ally of Wes Streeting, that they expect the Health Secretary to resign tomorrow. Now, Wes Streeting's team have repeatedly said he will not say anything to distract from the King's speech, but it seems that he has not been able to control what is coming out. And as I said, I have been told by one person familiar with Wes Streeting's thinking that he is preparing to resign tomorrow. Have you got...
I was just going to mention that in the last few seconds, Wes Streeting has just tweeted, not to say he's going to resign, I should say. He's just said, under Labour, NHS waiting lists are falling, ambulances are arriving faster, there are more GPs and higher patient satisfaction. Lots done, lots to do. The health bill will boost the impact of our investment and modernisation. So a tweet there from Wes, not referencing any of the drama behind the scenes, focusing in on his role as Health Secretary and the legislation announced by the King when it comes to the department that he's responsible for.
I have to say as well, this has been rumbling for the last 12 hours overnight in Westminster. There was a view amongst many allies of Keir Starmer last night that they had done enough, that they had seen off Wes Streeting, that there had been those ministerial resignations for people and that had petered out. And their view was Wes Streeting did not have the numbers. Now, when I spoke to some allies of Wes Streeting last night, they said that was not true. They said that Wes did have the support. And I have to say, although I did not report it, I was left with the impression that this was a very much a live conversation about what Wes Streeting would or wouldn't do. He has been in to see the Prime Minister this morning. The meeting must have lasted a matter of maybe 10 to 12 minutes, given the time in and out that we timestamp watching him go in the door and out of the door. And as I said, I have been told by one of his allies he is preparing to resign tomorrow. This was first reported by two very well plugged-in journalists in the Times, Aubrey Allegretti and Patrick Maguire, first reporting this news. And as I said, they must have some sources on it, and I also have a source on that, but we have no confirmation yet. That's as much as we know.
It was Lyndon B. Johnson who said the first rule of politics is being able to count, and we're going to find out now, in the next few days, which team has done their sums right, because as Beth said, there's different messaging coming from both teams. Number 10 effectively saying that they don't have their numbers, they feel more secure with Keir Starmer in that post. Allies of Wes Streeting, effectively, there should be a pinch of salt with all that. We're going to find out.
Look, and also yesterday in the Cabinet, and I'm sorry because everyone's tuning in to watch the King's speech, and we are having a different conversation as MPs are milling around and getting ready to go back to the House of Commons, where MPs will now discuss and debate this King's speech. And we will see the Prime Minister in action and Kemi Badenoch, and we'll be looking to see where Wes Streeting will sit or stand in that chamber. But look, the Prime Minister at Cabinet yesterday morning said to his Cabinet, a leadership ballot has not been triggered. You need 81 MPs to trigger a contest. He said the process has not begun. It's not been triggered. And as such, we are going to carry on with governing and get on with governing. And that's what I am doing, and I expect my Cabinet to do. And really, he was throwing down the gauntlet to a would-be challenger. And now, really, it does remain to be seen whether Wes Streeting will try and trigger that challenge in the next few days.